I just need something a little bit more upright, but this will work.
Upright?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because ever since I was trying to be cool and got that little pop socket thing.
Good. Do I need to put it higher?
No.
Yeah.
And then I had a.
Do I need to plug it in? Is my battery low? Yeah. Okay.
I know I brought my charger
I
here.
didn't even notice. I'm not like on that thing like a crazy person all day.
I had a meeting with my bride at their florist today, and then when I was leaving there, a venue called me and wanted to partner, which was great.
Oh, yay.
And
Which
then
venue?
when I pulled in here, I got another lead on Wedding Wire. So I'm like, this is a great day today.
It is. Wedding industry, wedding industry.
Oh, good. 9:05? 9 to 5, yeah.
9 to 5.
9 to 5, yes.
9 to 5. Yes, okay.
Can people see us? Yeah. Oh, I need notes. Are we ready?
You can bring a glass over.
Are we all going to sit on this? Acting as if we're big or something.
So where should I sit? Let her sit closest to the flowers.
Okay.
Because she has both have peonies that she's going to probably... And then Priscilla wants in the middle.
Do you want me to turn that fan off?
Yeah. We're going to bake just a little bit.
Maybe turn
Oh.
off my...
Are you on airplane mode? Or do not disturb at least?
Me? I just turned off my phone.
Oh, no. Still outside. Are you on airplane mode? Or do not disturb mode?
No.
And did you flip your orientation so it doesn't...
No, my orientation's flipped, but my airplane mode is not because that's, that's my thing. It has to disturb me. Every real
Maybe I
talk,
should get a drink.
my phone goes off.
I don't think I have a drink
Every
anymore.
real
Alcohol,
talk,
but
my
I'm
phone goes off. So
Sure,
that's
drink here.
somebody's opportunity to call me. So
Oh
Do
my
you
gosh,
want me
we
to
are
switch-
actually early.
switch seats with you so you can be the next to the flowers, or which one was mine?
Oh, I didn't drink out of any of them. So. The glass one was the one I took.
Now, do you go to the... I've seen you out at the luncheons and that.
Yeah, I hardly though.
I know, right? How about you?
PWG?
Yeah.
I've been to one of the luncheons. I usually go to the evening ones just because
Oh,
I usually can't get
Like
to the
NACE
luncheon.
and that?
CFWA.
Okay.
Really any ones that I see that I can go to, I try to hop on that.
That ankle. This ankle.
Weird.
I wish we had some like theme music.
I know,
You know,
right?
like intro music.
Oh,
You know,
that's our next to do.
when we're doing it, like when it's the wedding day, we need to get theme music.
My cheat notes.
Oh, I need my notes. Where did I put those? Oh, they're
So
in
I'm
the
like right in the face of this.
But you're not close.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's not far. Or it's not close to you.
That fan, I don't know. It was too loud, right? Okay,
Yeah,
we're good.
it was. I know, it's a little warm. Let's not move. We'll just do this.
Yeah, sorry.
Don't create much energy.
I just went today. I don't understand why these things happen,
Because
but they do.
we have to go live.
Cake designer, you just make me so excited.
Okay,
You're
we are
little.
live on my phone.
All right, perfect.
All right, we are getting started. Can we see people? Yeah, we can see. Yeah, we can see people.
Live. And I'll go. Oh, you're live?
I'm already live. I'm
Okay,
already
I got
live.
it. Live. Okay.
It's a good thing that I don't have a foot more of my hair. You just have to put up.
Oh, wow. Well, looks
So,
good.
thank you. It's been an emotional journey.
Oh, I can imagine. I can hardly get mine to grow. It can be 2 vitamins.
Oh, really? Yeah,
all kinds of stuff.
my stylist already told me, she's like, just give it 2 months. Your hair will grow back. My hair grows.
Really?
Goes like this. Yeah, it doesn't. No, you tried everything.
Oh, yeah. Just grows very little.
This time of year, it's probably good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
I think we're
There's
all here,
a little
people.
bit of a lag on that one, but
That's
it
okay.
should still be okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we ready?
We got this one here.
Okay, awesome.
Yay.
So let's go ahead and get started with our royal wedding real talk. Usually how we start this, is we do our welcomes. So since Rebecca's fixing some things, we'll just go over it. Oh, sorry. If you're on this computer screen, this is Lowe and Behold feed.
We are a little bit of a lag here.
It is a little bit of a lag, yeah. I think when you replay it, it should be fine.
Okay.
If you're right here in the middle, this is Priscilla Rose Events. And then if you're here on the side, is this your personal one,
Yeah.
Rebecca? So this is Rebecca Ling. Real Talk. So just hop on, or if one of the feeds go down, just hop onto that.
There
So
we go.
we'll just start how we usually start, which is we'll introduce ourselves, who we are, why we're talking to you, our social media handles. So if they want to write us down or to just check out our social media, do that. So why don't we start with our guest tonight? Although she's the host and the guest.
Yes.
But our
Welcome
host
to
is
Lowe
our
and
guest.
Behold.
And where can we find you? Find your social media handles.
Well, we are on Instagram, and we have our website, and we are also on Facebook.
Okay, perfect. And I'm Priscilla Locke with Priscilla Rose Events. We do day of coordination all the way to full service planning. And you can find us Instagram and Facebook at Priscilla Rose Events.
Okay, perfect. And I am Rebecca. I am the sales manager over at Heathrow Country Club. And so you can find us at Heathrow Country Club, at Heathrow Country Club, on Facebook, Instagram, and my personal, rlang17. I don't think I'm lying.
And then real quick, just a little bit of background for people who are just tuning in. Our Real Talk, we are now in our third month for the Royal Talk engagement. But Real Talk we've been doing now for almost a year, and it's really just a chance for wedding professionals who do this day in and day out to really connect with couples who might have questions for vendors. Today is an awesome opportunity because we are with a professional florist and designer. So if you have any questions, make sure that you're checking in one of our social medias. Send us your love, send us your questions, and hopefully we can see it and answer it. So do you want to go ahead and get started?
Okay, let's get started.
Okay.
Yay, great.
So before we go diving into, of course, our topic for tonight, which is the royal wedding and the florals of the royal wedding and trends in the florist and wedding industry now, I wanted to give Julie a chance to just highlight Lowe and Behold and talk a little bit about your amazing one office that I already highlighted and carved out a little bit for it, but a little bit about what you do in the industry.
Okay, well, I am a floral designer, obviously, and a event designer as well. Here at Lowe and Behold, we are very fortunate because we do your event design, which would include all of your chargers and linens and all of that. So when a bride comes to see me, what happens is they'll come in for their consultation, and we'll go through everything. So what we do is, obviously, Pinterest.
Gotta
the
love
love-hate
Pinterest.
relationship with
Blessing and a
Pinterest.
curse,
It's
yeah.
let's give it a curse, Pinterest. It's a love-hate relationship that they come in, and what that does is it gives me an opportunity to kind of see where they're coming from with their thought process, what they're looking for, the direction that they want to go in with their wedding. We're not necessarily going to do whatever is on that Pinterest board. However, it gives me sort of an idea to kind of like feed off of as to where their thought is going. So we sit down here at the office, and we have our initial consultation, and that's where I take down all of the information that they provide me, and we get sort of a storyboard going as to the colors that they're going to be using, the floral, that kind of thing, and then it's up to me to create a proposal for them. So that's where a lot of the design elements come in, floral that's in season, floral that we can use, we can't use, design styles, all of that. And I create a proposal for them, and it comes in a beautiful document. Actually, we use our software as Details. Details is Corinne Heck. I'm not sure if you've heard of her. She's pretty amazing. She's got an amazing program, and we enjoy using that. I personally enjoy it. Makes my life a lot easier. So I create their proposal, and I send it off to the bride and groom, and they'll get back to me with a little bit of feedback as to what they want and what they think of the proposal. We've got a really good booking rate, very high booking rate, actually. We're very fortunate.
I mean, you got a lot of stuff to offer, so I can see that. For sure.
Yeah. So we put together the initial dream. Sometimes it's, you know what, I love it, let's do it. Sometimes it's, this might be a little bit out of my budget.
Yeah.
Normally, I always ask, what's your budget? That's the most important thing. We have to find out what the budget is right from the beginning, because that'll avoid a lot of headaches throughout the process, So, and also gets me in a point where I can make suggestions that are within their budget and is a lot more reasonable. So we do that, and then the bride and groom come in for a floral sample. So we do samples for everything here. When you book with us, we do the whole entire thing. We use, obviously, local partners that are in the industry for rentals. We also have props of our own here at Lowe and Behold. We've got a huge warehouse that's filled with props, themed events. We've got all kinds of stuff. We do corporate here as well. So we don't just do flowers, we do the whole entire package for you, which is really nice. It's a one-stop shop, which I think kind of gives us that edge because we're able to do that for everybody, you know, between corporate or for weddings. So we do the sample. We have everything set up. Normally we work with coordinators. We prefer to work just with coordinators, to be quite honest with you. I prefer to work with coordinators. I'm not going to lie. You know, if you come in off of a referral through someone that's obviously in the industry, you know, we'll see you. But I prefer to work with coordinator. It just makes my life a lot easier. It makes everyone else's life a lot easier. And dealing with that. So that's pretty much what we do.
I love it. You guys are very, very in tune with your clients, which is awesome.
Very in tune with clients.
I love that.
Yep.
Totally love that. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And with the rentals too, just because I'm staring at, I know that you guys may not be able, well, you guys can see it.
Yes.
The draping that you guys have.
Well, that is my most, no, this is not in-house actually. I refer all of our pipe and drape to Swag Decor. They're great, great partners, love their work. And then basically that's who, so if a bride and groom want to do pipe and drape, I will sell it to them, obviously, and you know, we work with Swag. We partner together with Swag Decor, and they do a phenomenal job.
So we're going to go into some more florals, and I know that you had mentioned within their budget, so we'll talk a little bit more about, but actually, do you want to do that now before we recap to the wedding? Ask some floral questions?
No, I mean, that's totally up to you. I think recap, get everybody up to speed, and then
yeah, okay.
Let's Don't worry, I got my props, guys. We got my props, and I did bullets and points of the recap. Okay, here we go. Obviously, this guy and this girl met. Okay. So anyway, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, they met through a mutual friend, actually through a blind date, which is like heartthrob me right now. And basically, facts are pointing to one of her closest friends, Misha, I love her name, Nanu, which is actually a really close friend of Prince Harry's close friend. I'm sorry, she's married to Prince Harry's close friend. So I think that's how they got together. It's always a friend of a friend. So anyway, after they met, they went to and took a trip to Botswana, and that's how they ended up falling in love, is what they said underneath the stars in Botswana. And yes, hi everybody. There's Courtney from over here tuning in. And no, from Lowe and Behold's page.
Oh, hi!
And from Sarah.
Manuela, Rental Land.
Okay, so then they got engaged in November, right privately at home while cooking chicken. Ugh, I love it. And then the ring. I got a picture. Don't worry, guys. I got you. So then the ring.
Okay.
Yes.
That's nice.
Gorgeous ring. It actually is designed by Prince Harry, and it features a cushion-cut stone in the center. Sourced actually a diamond from Botswana, where they had their lovely runaway or getaway together. And then the diamond is surrounded by two smaller diamonds, which is out of Princess Diana's personal collection. So it honors his mom. 3 carat? No. Yeah, 3 carat.
Oh,
3
nice.
carat.
I like the fact that it's not obnoxious.
Let's go.
Anybody want to go Botswana? Okay. And then right after that, they got their beautiful engagement pictures, which I did not take a shot of. Their engagement pictures, they're back in December. And Alex Lumbarsky, sorry, homie, if I butchered your name, took their pictures. Now, quick notes. The date of the wedding is May 19th. It's a Saturday. Now, it's going to be at 7 a.m. our time, but 12 p.m. their time in London.
Which is perfect for mimosas and hats.
And hats. The time, it will be televised, so you'll be watching us watch the wedding. The ceremony will be held at St. George's Chapel. About 1,200 people, pretty small, 1,200 people in attendance. And then the reception at 1 o'clock to follow. After they do the procession, obviously, down the town of Windsor. And then there will be 2 after parties. We talked about this actually two lives ago. The 2 after parties. So first after party is going to be the guests of the congregation at St. George's Hall. And then, I had a picture of it. It's gorgeous. St. George's
For their
Hall.
intimate wedding.
And then the second one is actually going to be held at a private home by Prince Charles. And this is actually a home that was where they took their first engagement press release right in front of that house.
I didn't know that.
So let's see. Quick invitations have been sent. Did anybody see the invitations?
I did.
Oh, they're so pretty.
I didn't see 'em.
Yeah.
So pretty. So Barnyard and Westwood was the one that created the invitations, and they used actually American ink to tie in the whole fact that she is American. So that was
Apparently
really
it's
cute.
a big deal. They
Yes.
don't do that.
They do not do that. They get American ink on English paper.
Yeah.
How cute is that? Now the dress. Still not sure about her dress. Check out our last Real Talk Live with the Bridal Finery, by the way. Great episode. And we talked about our predictions on her dress. And but we do know that the dress code is hats and Sunday dresses.
Yeah.
So can't wait for that. The cake. The cake designer has been picked out. Yes. So Claire, I think is Claire Tuck from Violet Cakes. Sorry.
Yeah.
Get the cakes out.
Oh God.
Violet.
Violet Cakes is actually an organic bakery
Sure,
in
she's
London. And they'll create an elderflower cake incorporating bright flavors because it's spring. Fun fact, she's actually started her business in California. And her and Megan had a relationship because they got a couple parties together. And she did a couple parties for Megan. And then she moved to London.
Gotcha.
And then when they got married, she looked her up, called her up, and was like, hey, you want to do my wedding cake? And then so lastly, fun facts that we found out about the wedding. One, Lifetime is doing a movie.
Of course they are.
Oh, wow.
Lifetime is already doing a movie. Actually, they're going to debut it before the wedding.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
So I'm like, wait, what? They do that?
It's
Okay.
so funny because every time you tell the story of how they got together, I'm like,
Yeah.
that's
Such a Lifetime
like a
movie.
Hallmark.
Yeah, totally. Blind Date, you're a prince. I didn't know you were a prince. Come on.
Right.
That's such a
There
Lifetime
is,
movie.
Prince and Me. With
Oh,
Julia
yeah. That is Prince and Me, yep. So it's called Harry and Meghan, A Royal Romance. So we'll see how that turns out. Melanie from the Spice Girls actually indirectly said that they're invited to the wedding and might perform.
Oh, wow.
They are. That just came out.
Oh, that came out?
They are.
They're performing?
And who else is performing?
Ed Sheeran! Okay, so excited. Okay. And then lastly,
We
Prince.
always get crazy, so just take it extra.
And then just as a reminder, Prince George and Princess Charlotte, which is the daughter and son of Prince Katie. Princess Kate. Is it? No, she's
Yeah.
Duchess.
She's a duchess.
Duchess Kate and Prince William. And so they might most likely will be in the wedding as well. So I got to shout out Harper Bazaar for giving me all the details on the wedding.
And if you, because the cake is now lemon, but
Yes.
what was
It was
wasn't
a fruit cake.
But what were they hoping it was going to be? What was our prediction?
Oh,
last time?
banana?
Banana. That was
Banana.
it.
Banana.
And then the other thing too that I found out about the invitations, that was interesting, along with the fact that it was American ink and that was kind of a nod to Megan, was that there's actually 2 separate invitations. There's 600 invitations that are going out for the ceremony and the lunch traditional ordeal. And then the 600 other invitations are VIP invitations. And those you get invited to like their private.
The private 200.
So that should be interesting because people are going to be looking at their invitation and be like, what are you
What invitation did you get?
What did you
What
get?
invitation did you get?
Where's the private party? So, interesting. So we're going to kind of come back at the end about the royal wedding part of this. But
Yeah.
before we do, I know that florals in general is always a really big topic for brides because, and grooms and couples in general, just because it's a main part of the decor.
Yes.
usually I'm finding too that with millennials, because that's who's getting married, they don't know how to properly price florals. They want peonies, and then they got a $500 floral budget. So I really, especially when it comes to florals, because I feel like it's such an important piece and something that, you know, if it's not your wedding, you're usually not getting thousands of dollars worth of florals delivered to you. So I kind of wanted to just ask a few questions so people that are watching kind of get a better idea of what we're talking about, and then we'll jump into the royal wedding. So my first question is, what flowers are in season in spring? April, May. What flowers are you guys seeing?
Well, they're getting married in London, so they actually have a bit of an edge here. So they can have, they're obviously going to be buying off the Dutch market, and the Dutch market that time of year is in its peak season. So everything is pretty much readily available that time of the year, especially with the Dutch market. You know, you're going to see that the blooms are going to be a lot bigger. You know, you can pretty much nowadays, yes, you can't get everything any time of the year. It's just the quality that you're going to be getting. So I get a lot of brides that'll say, oh, you know what, I really want peonies. You know, that's the most popular flower. Everybody sees them, they love them, they're fluffy, they're beautiful, they smell great, and people's obsession with them is unbelievable. So if you have a major obsession with peonies, get married in June. You know, like, and that's, you know,
okay,
that's
peonies,
the peak.
June. I got married in July, I was close.
Because they're going to be at their peak, they're going to be the most beautiful that time of the year, they're going to be, the cost of them is not going to be as much as any other time of the year. So that's when they're definitely in season. But like I said, because they're getting married in Europe, they do have an edge as to the quality and the types of flowers that they'll be able to get.
Can I ask too, because I was talking to another florist friend, and she was actually telling us, because this question came up with a couple, and she was saying that florals actually now, because of the science of how people are growing it, that a lot more variety of flowers are available all year round. You're not really seeing that, well, we can't get this because, like hydrangea. And hydrangea are cold red flowers, correct? So they don't even really grow down here, correct? Is that?
No, they don't grow here.
Okay.
No.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
Fun fact, I did not know that.
But the thing is, hydrangeas are like, they are so mass-produced, just like the rose is mass-produced. So you know, there's also different varieties of hydrangeas as well that you can purchase. You know, these are just your standard white hydrangeas that you know you see over here. That are in
see this arrangement.
Just
I don't know if
standard
I see that in
arrangement.
there. You need to see this arrangement, people. Hold
Those
on, bringing it
are
over. Bringing it over.
definitely-
Oh God, that's heavy.
Yeah. So these are just your standard hydrangeas. You
And
know,
then
they've
it's
got-
cold
Yeah.
water.
But however, they're available all throughout the year.
And speaking of peonies, that's Meghan Markle's
Favorite flower. We got
So-
some peonies behind
We
you,
do.
right?
We've got some peonies here. Now, obviously, they're not in their peak season, yet they're still very pretty. You know, they're still pretty large.
There it is.
So these are Sarah Bernhardt peonies. So they're that blush, that very muted blush.
This is going to sound kind of silly from someone who's not a florist, but is this natural?
This is the natural progression
That's
of the
really
flower.
Oh.
If you can see it, there's like
Here.
a little bit of a
There's a
color
bit of
little bit
yeah.
of a color in
and
the
that's
middle.
a natural.
That's just the natural beauty
thing.
of the flower. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Love it.
I love that.
So speaking of peonies and hydrangea, because in my planner mind, when couples say, you know, I love the peonies, I love the hydrangea, but I got $500 budget. In my my head, that's kind of the flag where I'm going, okay, alert, alert, because I know that those types of flowers are high end, and they're usually a little bit more per stem. So if
Well,
Talk about budget.
okay, so budget, that's the thing with budget. So with $500, really, I don't know, I'd have to ask them, how big is your wedding? How many guests? You know,
10.
what is it that you need? You have like 10 people at your wedding?
10, 500 go a long way, honey. I could do it.
I don't get budgets normally that small, to be honest with you. However, if somebody were to say to me, like, $500, you would probably get your bridal bouquet and your maid of honor.
Oh, wow.
so, what would be if someone had the idea of peonies and hydrangea, some garden roses, spray roses, whatever the case is? Are there some alternatives, or would there be a direction that you would steer them in?
Normally, if they can't, okay, so like I said, once again, the illusion of this is what I love, and I'm not kidding you. I'll get photos that are like the Versace of flowers, like the most beautiful, unbelievable pieces you'll ever see, and then I would like this for my wedding. Okay. Right away, I already know.
Right.
So I'm like, well, this is like a $500 centerpiece. Is that within your budget? You have to ask.
You have to be upfront.
And then they're like, whoa, I can't afford $500. Okay,
per
well,
table.
per table. And then I say, okay, well, what is your budget? And they'll say to me, my budget is, let's say I want to spend $150 per arrangement. Okay, so we can work from there. We can still do hydrangeas, because hydrangeas are not expensive at all. They're a good filler flower. They're beefy. I recommend those to people when you want to get volume. If you still want that overall abundant sort of look, add a lot of greens to your arrangements, but don't do very expensive greens. A lot of people are fooled nowadays when they look at stuff and they say, oh my, I really love this seeded eucalyptus and the silver dollar and all of these really fancy type things like, a lot of rosemary is being used nowadays and olive branch. That's all beautiful. However, there's quite a cost associated with it. So I always say stick with local. Florida is the fern capital of the world. We're very fortunate. We grow a lot of different types of greens here in Florida that'll still look really beautiful. So utilize things that are local, and you'll still be able to attain a pretty decent size arrangement within that $150 mark, I'd say.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
And hi everyone again tuning in, and Pam. Oh, Pam's one of my brides. Hi. And by the way, the royal wedding has estimated their floral cost. Let me make sure I get this right.
Right. Budget. Let's see what the budget is.
$155,000.
$155,000
Flowers.
flowers.
Flowers. I love it.
Flowers. That is half my house
Yes, I love
purchase.
it.
What
I love
is
it.
that?
So this brings me to
That's good.
This
That's a
one.
good budget. I like
That's
it.
a great budget. Oh
Just on
gosh.
flowers? Oh my. I would love to be part of
Pam's
that.
smiling. So this is my question with that, because when you look for things, when you're talking about the royal wedding and you look for like flowers, it talks all about the bouquet, which
Yeah.
we'll talk
Oh, yeah.
about in just a second. So my thought is, with the beautiful venues that they have and these traditional, historic, where are these florals going? Because they don't have a bridal party in the
No.
royal wedding.
Technically, no.
They just have normally a lot of young children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And their
Family
bouquet,
friends
Yes.
or something.
and their
Family.
bouquet, which we'll talk about, isn't, I'm assuming, costing too much because of what's in it. So
The
my
core-
thought is,
the
like,
core
where
of
am I
the
seeing all
actual
this flower?
venue. Well,
Yeah.
if it was Kate Middleton's wedding. She had her flowers. The chapel was like just drenching in flowers. They had the trees down the aisle. Yeah, they had all the trees, fresh trees, like down the aisle. Then of course the reception. We never know what that looks like. So we never know what the reception looks like. So you could think that you walk into like Paris in London. You know.
I want like roses to fall from the skies.
I think there's people just sprinkling roses
Rose
as people are
petals.
just eating.
I just want to walk.
I think that would be amazing. Just sprinkle roses as I'm eating. Rose petals as I'm eating.
So let's talk a
That's a
little
good
bit about, because Lowe and Behold specifically is known for floral and design. So what is the difference if you have a couple and they're not sure? What is the difference, or is there a difference in a wedding florist and an event designer or a floral designer?
Well, wedding florists are just a florist. So there's different sort of elements here that you can go about this. There's like your mom and pop shop, which is great. That's where I came from. I owned a little shop in DeLand. However, there is a huge difference between a mom and pop shop and a facility like Lowe and Behold. We are a very big company. We have I think probably about 8 designers, full-time designers on our team that are professional floral designers. They're all fabulous.
And Lowe and Behold comes from the owner, correct?
Yes, that would be Randy Lowe.
Randy Lowe! I think I saw him join. He joined!
Yes, Randy! We love Randy.
Hi!
So,
That was a good sweat, I get ready.
So here we're able to facilitate, smaller scale weddings, larger scale weddings. We've got a team of logistics, operational people. As you can see, we've got a massive amount of inventory here.
Yes, we should take a tour after.
We'll do a tour after.
Yeah.
Which really gives us a good, good edge, because we have a lot of the stuff that the brides are looking for. When I owned my own flower shop, I didn't have all this stuff. I didn't have, nor did I have the funds to invest in all of this stuff. So we're really fortunate here because we're able to offer a full service all the way around. And that you have one person that you can count on.
Right.
So by coming to us, we'll do, like I said, we'll do the props, we'll do the decor elements. We do the chairs, but we outsource, the chairs and that for some of our favorite companies that we work with, we partner with. And at least you have one go-to person, and that the look is going to be very cohesive. That, so now that I
You're
put
not
all of this
piecing it together.
I'm not just saying, somebody's going to come in and say to me, brides normally when they come in, they completely trust me. They'll say, put this together for me, please. This is my ideas. So at least like this, they get the overall, and we're able to deliver that from start to finish. So we'll see the bride right from the start, and I'm there delivering her bouquet personally to her that day, making sure I go to I see all my brides, and we develop a relationship. And it's just also about the personal relationship that we build with our clients, not only with our weddings, but we also do that with our corporate clients as well. So it's, there's a bit of a difference between just your regular mom and pop shop and a facility like Lowe and Behold, because we specialize pretty much in everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so when they come in here, they're automatically getting that design, like you said, that cohesive.
They are.
Okay.
Yeah, they're getting that. And like I said, when they come here, they know that they're getting not to say that a mom and pop shop doesn't have professionals, because they do have professional floral designers that are absolutely amazing. It's just there is definitely a difference, because I've owned my own shop, and I was not.
It's just another level.
It was just a completely different level.
Yeah. So you're just bringing it to another level.
We are, absolutely.
Because you can handle another level.
We can. We've got trucks and drivers, and we have at the snap of a hat. If we need something, if we're on set, we just call and somebody can run out and grab it and facilitate. Something needs to be changed, it can be changed, because we have such a larger inventory and staff as well.
Which is really nice, because when they don't have a team, you know who's doing it.
The planners.
Exactly. And
coordinators.
I have done that at a wedding where there were like 30 extra people showed up and we don't have chairs, and I had to go to the rental company.
Yeah. So we manage your event from start to finish, which is wonderful. Yeah.
And then finally with the rental pieces. So furniture or chargers or any rental pieces that you're offering. Do you have a question?
Yeah.
How does that play a role into the overall design? And then I'm kind of adding another question as far as what you guys think the royal wedding, as far as we talk about florals, but florals and decor is not just florals. It's it's your furniture, it's your cocktail area, it's
I feel like she's gonna bring some to answer the royal question.
That question while you guys
I think she's gonna bring a California, LA feel.
I hope
bride
it's outside the box. I think it's outside the box.
I feel like she's gonna bring some California type of lounge area type of thing, and then not because the 200 intimate person wedding, I feel like that's where they can really let their own style
think outside
shine.
the box a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I'm sorry, what was that question?
The first part about how does furniture.
Okay, I think it is a huge impact. The whole overall is a huge impact. And I think that when you are putting together your wedding, you should take that into serious consideration. As to, do you want regular banquet chairs? Would you like a beautiful chair to match the beautiful floral along with the lovely, tablecloth that you've selected? So it's a whole entire package. I think that people really need to take that into consideration. So oftentimes I do have brides where their budget is astronomical for floral, and then they'll say, well, I don't think I want those
We'll do garden chairs.
Yeah, I say, I don't know. I'm like, I don't think that's a great idea. But at least I'm honest about it with them, and I have to tell them the reasons why. You walk into a room and you see those banquet chairs.
Yeah.
And these gorgeous centerpieces, and your first thought is, my God, they just cut corners terribly. What
Yeah.
are they thinking?
And a little goes a long way.
It really does. For a couple of $100s, this is what I tell people, for a couple $100, and normally they're getting married at some really nice fancy places. I'm like, you should probably invest in some nice chairs.
You got your 4, 5,
that are going to hold the entire look together. The entire look together,
sure.
Absolutely.
And we do have a question, so let me read that to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
This comes from Pam. Pam's one of my wonderful brides. Hi, Pam. She says, do you recommend mixing styles, for instance, using fresh flowers on your overall decor, but maybe adding a paper flower wall or something similar for an accent wall? Or should you stay with the same element of fresh flowers throughout?
Good question, Pam.
Love
Very
it.
good. Okay.
And I'm gonna grab another drink.
I do, to be honest with you, I think that the
Bring
paper
the bottle.
walls are really pretty. I think they're nice. I think it depends on the type of, wedding that you have and what the look is. So yes, you could absolutely. I'm all about, mixing looks.
Yeah,
That's definitely
I
a good
love
idea.
paper
Making
walls.
things a little bit more eclectic, but not cheap and tacky.
Yeah.
Where it looks like it's DIY. That's we don't
Oh.
want. Like, don't make your own floral wall
And
unless you're fabulous at these types of crafts.
Yes.
So with that, I don't mind seeing that. I think it's kind of fun.
And sometimes it's in different spaces.
Yes.
So like the reception, when you walk in for the guest
Yeah.
tables in one room versus
Yeah.
the paper, flower wall maybe is when they enter and it's in a separate foyer for the
That's what
cocktail
I mean.
hour.
If as long as it's sort of like a separate sort of area, I don't think it's a terrible idea. Don't do silk flowers for your wedding. That's a terrible idea.
You know what's a new trend I've seen lately? I just had a
Uh-huh.
friend, and they did wood flowers.
Oh, the wooden flowers. I've seen those too. That's got
That
its
is-
own look.
that
and it's
is
a completely
amazing.
like if you're like a woodland
Yes.
type person.
I had
yeah.
a bride that did wooden
Mhm.
flowers, and she ordered them. It took forever.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
She colored them because now she can match them to the same exact
Mhm.
color of her wedding, and she watercolored everything.
Like down to
Yeah.
the Pantone.
down,
Yeah,
and
I
even
think
down to
that-
the accent flowers, where
Wow.
baby's breasts and
Yeah.
greenery were all wood.
I think there's definitely like a place for the wooden flower, but it would have to be definitely within the theme
Of the
theme
wedding.
of the wedding. That's
Right.
such a kitschy sort of item
Yeah.
that you would want it to be within a theme.
Correct.
It would probably be like one of these woodland type weddings.
Rustic maybe.
Yeah, very
even.
yeah, sort of rustic, lots of greens,
Yeah.
just sort of like a little cluster of them just off to the side. I couldn't imagine them just all loosely all over. So
Yeah.
And I'm personally all about kind of that
Mhm.
eclectic look, I guess is
Mhm.
what it's called. But as long as you have like a professional who can get
Can
that
put it
cohesive
together.
look and they know what flowers go, they know, I mean, even down to do you want a full, complete white bouquet or do you want shades of white with the ivory?
Yes.
And and
yeah.
having
And it makes
that.
a difference. It really
Speaking
does.
of.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah, it makes
Yeah.
a huge difference. A lot of times people are very confused on what they're talking about. It's just we're professionals, so we know what
What you're
certain-
talking about.
what
That's
the
your
certain
lane.
looks are.
Right.
That is
know,
your lane.
We'll get. Oh, I want a Victorian wedding, and I'm like, really?
Yeah.
You want a Victorian? Are you sure you just don't want a vintage wedding?
Yeah.
Right.
Right. And they're like, well, what's the
Victorian's so
difference? And then some
expensive.
people will get those confused. It's
Yeah.
really amazing how they just don't know the different genres and that kind of thing. So yeah, so
Or
we're here
what's
to guide
vintage
them.
to one person. It's
It's
just like what's
completely
what's
rustic to someone
off-white
else.
is-
Exactly, it's rustic and it's a barn.
And
It's-
shout
yeah.
out for paper flower walls, Dazzling Deco.
Oh yes, they're very
Deco.
good. Yeah, I like
Jane, you guys are amazing. I just did a
talked to Jane
shoot
not
with
too long
them.
ago.
Absolutely amazing.
No, I'm doing a landscape with them on.
Oh, yeah? Love
Dazzling
that.
Deco. Write it down, Pam. I'll send it to you. Okay.
Okay, so
Ready?
we are going to go into some of the floral traditions, like you were talking about, the Victorian look or whatever. When sometimes someone thinks royal wedding, they're like, okay, what's tradition? What is tradition? Should we expect
Okay.
versus what she may do? Because she has been completely out of the box so far with a couple of things, and I'm loving it. I love when girls like just break barriers.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
think she's going to be able to break a little bit more barriers because she's not marrying Prince
Right.
William.
Yeah,
so,
and that's what
She's
people
far
are
away
saying.
from the line.
So, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
she's like,
so
I'm
she's not
far enough away from the
but I
line.
could maybe break a few rules. But I
Yes,
think though that they're going to make her stick to some more traditional trends. I think
Yeah.
where they might let her kind of have more of an opinion would probably be like you said, the reception.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
think that's where they might think a
so,
little bit more outside the box.
Just so you guys can know
Mhm.
what tradition of the royal flowers and bouquets are
Mhm.
typically.
Yep.
So every royal bouquet contains at least one sprig of myrtle.
Yep.
Okay, so that tradition came from back to 1840 when Queen Victoria married Prince Albert. So the myrtle symbolizes hope and love.
Yep.
So you can use the, I was like, I didn't know this. I wish I had this in my flowers when I was getting married. I had all roses, but that can be done. And this is how you can kind of incorporate maybe after the wedding, we were talking about that a little bit later, about what trends from the royal wedding do you think will be seen in, future brides' bouquets. And I think a myrtle, I don't know why I don't see that very often.
Well, I was going to say, can we pause and tell people what myrtle, like to me, if I was just looking at it, to me it looks like baby's breath.
Myrtle? No, myrtle's a green.
Is it the little...
No, myrtle. I
should have
I'm going
Googled
to
it.
go grab some myrtle.
Oh, she has myrtle!
Of course I
Love
do.
for everybody.
So
we have myrtle.
I will get
Love and
some
hope
myrtle
for everybody.
in a sec. So the myrtle's actually actually a green. It's a
Okay.
linear, stocky type green. It's very fragrant when you touch it.
Ooh.
So yes, it is like symbolism of love and hope, prosperity, money. You know, that's associated.
Give me
with
some
it, too.
Myrtle.
I was
Go
gonna
get
say,
some
Myrtle
Myrtle.
is
Yes.
on the
So
page.
that's why they probably are able to just use one sprig of myrtle in it. They
Mhm.
probably cut it down and they're able to just utilize it because it's an actual woody type stem.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, that is.
So-
yeah, you go ahead and
I'll go get the myrtle.
Yeah, she'll go get the myrtle, and then I'm gonna go and continue a little bit on what tradition. So
It fell down.
oh,
Sorry, fam and viewers.
there we go. We got it. We're good.
I'm gonna steal some pineapple. I'm hungry. I've been running around all day.
Okay, so we also assume that Meghan is going to pay tribute to her mother-in-law, Princess Diana. And Princess Diana had a huge cascading lily of the valley bouquet. When she, I got a picture. When she was getting married, I think it's like the longest bouquet besides Queen Elizabeth's bouquet that I can remember. And here we go. So she had lily of the valley cascading, obviously, all the way down. So we feel like, because Kate Middleton also had a little bit of the lily in her bouquet. So I thought that was really fun. So we think Meghan's going to continue that tradition.
Mhm.
So far, she's been doing little things that's continuing the tradition of Princess Diana.
I had no idea.
Really?
Did
That's
you
Myrtle.
know that?
This is
No.
I had no idea this is what Myrtle looks like.
That's Myrtle?
Can I smell it?
Yes. Well, just do this.
Oh.
And you do that. You can smell it. You can smell your hand. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Oh,
It
that
almost
smells
smells
so
like
good.
eucalyptus, kind of. It's really nice.
I wanted to a little bit of Christmas. It's like a little. It's almost a little minty. Is it
Yeah,
not?
yeah.
So that's
that-
Oh
Myrtle.
yeah, they definitely have to cut
Is
that
it
down.
that
Yeah.
Not stiff. What's the word I'm looking for? Is it that? Yeah. Is it that usually?
This is how it grows.
That
Yeah.
stiff?
Oh wow.
That's
awesome.
how it grows.
So
I like that for that.
I love
So
that.
that's why I said one stem. It's not such an obvious, you just stick maybe that within the
Yeah.
arrangement would be fine.
It's a little spring. They
Little
call it.
And
sprig.
if it's for money, I'm gonna rub it all
Sprig.
over.
Okay, now royal bouquets tend to be all white.
Yeah.
Leaning towards basically they say it actually accentuates their gown rather than distract from it, and then also bold enough to be seen on a large scale type of ceremony, so when people can see it no matter where it's at. And then of course when you cut something, it doesn't show the wilting as fast as a colored flower. Is what they also said. So it's really customary also for the bride to leave their bouquet at an unknown warrior in Westminster Abbey. So that started actually Queen Mum in 1923 when she left it for her late brother, I believe, at her cemetery. So at his cemetery. So they think that she's going to continue the same thing. Now, what they typically do actually is have the bouquet sent to the church ahead of time. Which I was like, but Kate came out of the car with it. And I want to say Princess Diana, no, she left with it. She didn't come out the car with her bouquet. But Kate Middleton's bouquet was super small.
Diana's bouquet was 22 pounds.
Oh, I just showed it. I don't know if you saw it.
It was that entire bouquet was 22 pounds.
22 pounds.
That bouquet is the entire thing is well, when they got married in the 80s, this is how they used to do things with floral was they
everything in the 80s was big.
Well, they just hand tape, wire and tape every single individual thing, and there's a lot of stuff to notice in there, lots of wiring.
Yeah.
So all of that wire is very heavy. So I can't imagine between that dress and that bouquet what she was feeling.
Oh
and
my
Brianna
gosh.
from Big City just joined us as well.
Hey!
Hey, girl. Yeah.
So yes,
everything
those are the
is-
traditions of the royal bouquet. So I think a lot of people are saying that she might actually go more ivory instead of white. And then she also just may do peonies. Just go for it. Just straight up
favorite
peonies.
flowers.
Those
then
are her
she's gonna
favorite
be-
flowers.
If that's her favorite flower, then I would guarantee that she's going to probably have peonies in her bouquet.
Yeah.
Depending on the style of dress that she has. I mean, I think that they're going to do something a little bit more understated because, from my understanding, they're like philanthropists. They're real philanthropists.
Yeah.
They're very they're very
minded.
charity giving back to the community, that kind of thing. So I don't see them as real ostentatious type people.
Right.
So I don't think that her bouquet is going to be that way. I think her bouquet is going to
That's a
be
good idea.
something that's a good reflection of the type of person that she is.
Yeah.
Normally, that's what I find with bouquets.
Well,
It's a
actually-
good reflection of who you are.
Exactly.
You know?
Her first wedding, she was very minimal in her first wedding. You know,
I don't
so
even
I
think
don't
she
even
had
know.
a
Yeah, I didn't
bouquet.
know.
Yeah, she didn't have a bouquet. I think she had like a flower in her hair or something
Yeah.
like that. But yeah, well, I can't wait to see that. The
Yeah.
dress and the bouquet is probably my favorite thing to
Yeah.
see.
I don't think we're
I
going to see any
There's
glitzy
Yeah.
obnoxiousness to it at all. Yeah.
no bougie bouquets here.
No,
No
I don't think so.
bouquets.
I don't
Hashtag
think
bougie
so.
bouquet.
Yeah. Uh-huh. No.
Um, But you said something that was interesting because you said that it's bold enough to be seen at a large scale ceremony, which
Right.
made me think.
Mhm.
I wonder if I think that brides typically get a bouquet because they just like the look.
Mhm.
Because we usually aren't having 1,200 people at our ceremony.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But it made me think of if people ever choose a bouquet based on the size of their wedding.
No.
Ever.
Nope.
No?
No.
Brides pick bouquets. Normally, the bouquet matches the theme of the wedding.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
But the bride, I always ask to see their dress. That's super
Oh,
important.
okay.
Yeah,
Well, that's
I have
good.
to see their dress before we start selecting bouquets because sometimes you're selecting a bouquet that's way too overbearing, doesn't match the theme of your wedding,
Mhm.
doesn't match your dress. So I always try to. I mean, it's really nice to see these really humongous bouquets that are right now. They're trending all over the place, all over Pinterest and everywhere. However, I feel that when you look back at that in about 15 years from now at your
Mhm.
wedding pictures, you're really going to regret that,
Mm-hmm.
because it's overtaken your entire dress. And
Mhm.
how annoying is it to carry around this huge thing? I think that everything needs to be size appropriate. I like the fact that they do the bouquets normally with the royal weddings, that they're a little bit smaller with Lily of the Valley, a little bit more understated.
Yeah.
I mean, Diana, it was also the time of year the year that she got married in the 80s. That was a huge look with everything was bigger was better.
Yeah.
But I think we've come to a point in time in
even
society
yeah.
that we realize bigger's not better.
Yeah. I mean, Grace Kelly had a small.
Yeah, and she was such a
with the book.
classy
She's
woman.
so classy.
She was just so classy.
That's why I feel like
the reason why I
Meghan
think
is
she's
very
gonna do the
classy,
same thing
too.
Yeah.
So Meghan might go Grace Kelly route.
Oh, kind of leaning into that, which is going to lean into the trends of the bouquets,
Yeah.
is the kind of trends that we've seen in the past of the royal weddings, which you guys have kind of already talked about, where in the 1940s there was Princess Elizabeth with Prince Philip, and they did. Oh, girl, you got the.
I got the photo for that.
And she
did
the cascading.
Yeah. She did cascading.
The orchid, the myrtle, of course.
Yeah.
It's kind of it almost looks a little bit wild
And
for that time.
It looked it looks wild. It looks a little messy.
And then you go straight into the Grace Kelly.
Grace
and
Kelly.
just
classic.
known for her elegance.
She had grace. Let's just say that.
And
Grace Kelly had so much
simplicity.
grace.
Yeah.
And you see the very
She actually
small-
walked with the book.
She did.
Yeah.
With the Bible. Was it Bible? Or
I think
book?
it was a prayer book.
Oh, okay, prayer book. Okay.
And then you go into the Princess Diana era, which again is 80s, so everything's big.
Everything
the
is
dress
super
is
big.
big, the
Sleeves,
tulle,
yeah.
the veil, the cascading.
Yeah.
That's a
I mean, she had
cascading.
how long was her train? Her veil was
I
like
remember. It was like
50
50,
50
I don't know.
feet
I don't
or
know.
something. It was ridiculous.
And
Okay, Kate.
then again you go back to Kate. So it's kind of
Very
like
small.
between all these iconic weddings, it goes from this big, large, cascading wildness to this really simple sweets. And then go back to as trends show, it's supposed to be this next big bouquet.
I
but
don't think
know
it's
if
going to
she's
be
gonna do
big.
that.
I don't think so. I think that with her personality, type person she is, I don't think it's going to be as small and as traditional as the Lily of the Valley is what Kate did. She's not going to be able to do the same bouquet. That would be silly.
No.
So I think she'll do something that is reflective of her personality, and I don't think it's going to be obnoxious. And I think it's what you said. She might just do something with hydrangeas and just keep it understated.
Katie.
She might want to put some Lily of the Valley in there.
I
just
really
to
think she's going to
tradition.
keep
But-
it with the tradition because Princess Diana did it.
Yeah.
And they always incorporate Princess Diana and everything so far.
Yeah,
So.
so I think there'll be some other, maybe some other floral elements, but I think it'll probably be just like a nice little, like a handheld.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of being really sweet and subtle in your kind of your nods to the family, Kate Middleton in her bouquet had Sweet Williams
Okay.
Yeah.
for William.
Yes.
For William.
Mhm. So I thought that was clever. If
Sweet
there's a
peas
raised
are
flower.
actually really good for that time of
Ray,
year.
is there a Ray flower? Is there a Ray flower, Julie? Is there a flower called Ray?
No.
Sorry, Ray.
But leading into that, so we're talking about floral trends in the industry,
Mhm.
and because we kind of touched on that, but how you think that's going to influence
Their
the
wedding?
Yeah.
or vice versa? Do you think that there's going to be any influence over here because we're going to see whatever we do see?
Well, I don't
Make
think
it.
so because they have a way with the royal wedding, from everything that I've seen, is very traditional. So And it's actually almost, when I look at it, it's more of a Western style design, which is an American, our North American style design. There's different design, styles as per region, like European style design, Asian style design. So they're not really utilizing, to the full potential the European style design.
So you're saying that you should go over there and help them maximize the European style design.
Well, they don't do it, but I don't know. I think because the Western style design is more traditional, and it's more
because we're bougie over here.
well, it's just very traditional. It's more plain. It's over the top in Europe, their style of design. So they're not going to do that. Yeah, it is. So I feel that they're going to stick with the traditional. I think that because she's from LA, that might give her a little bit of an edge. She might lean a little bit more towards, doing something a little bit edgier. But I don't foresee it being color at all. I don't think that's ever going to happen.
I don't think she's going to be that bold.
I don't see Pantone color of the year happening here.
Sprinkle.
Hey, Richard!
I don't see Pantone color of the year happening. Like, ultraviolet's not happening at this wedding.
I was like, maybe a pink or spring,
I'm
like a yellow.
Last year was beautiful because the green was the Pantone color of the year, and I love greens. Anybody that knows me, I love to include lots of greens in my designs. I think that's really important. As every flower shows its face, every green should also flow and complement the flowers and show their faces as well. So I think that with that wedding, she might do something with a lot more sort of softer type greens. I mean, look at the lady she chose to do her cake.
Yeah.
That is a very urban, bohemian type woman. Organic. So
she's
I'm feeling that
and then if
she's going this route, I think that we're going to probably see a lot of these, we're going to probably see greens. I think we're going to see like very sagey sort of muted tones. Stuff that just doesn't jump out at you.
And that's what couples are asking over here.
Yeah.
I want the green. I want the light.
I think if anything, she might delve into maybe a blush, because she likes peonies. She might see some blush tones in there, maybe the sage, the blush, maybe some taupe sort of colors as well. But I don't think anything else is going to be completely, we're not going to see.
I mean, like you said, I even stalked... just a little bit. I stalked the cake designer's Instagram. Yeah. She does plain Jane.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, because as soon as I saw that woman, I thought, well, that's not your typical royal wedding pastry chef.
No, and it's organic. So they're very conscious about the community.
Yeah, they are.
Very conscious about like environment. So I don't know if they really want to, like you said, waste all that money on things that they know are going to go to waste after the fact. You know. Yeah. So okay.
We're gonna go to the. I love this part.
Let me know.
Oh, Richard says, "Hey, ladies, I'm so sorry I wasn't able to make."
I can't see
this. Wishing you lots of buttercream hugs and kisses.
Oh.
And Richard, remember, or I think you missed this part, that the royal wedding cake is gonna be lemon.
Yes.
Oh, is it?
Banana.
See what I mean? Nice, fresh, sort of little twist on things. I like that.
So I want a lemon cake, Richard.
Yeah. You want to drop anything off?
Yeah.
I don't know, but a banana cake. Ugh.
Well, banana was it's Prince Harry's
favorite. Maybe he can have a little cake for himself.
It's groom's cake.
Groom's cake, yeah.
Groom's cake.
I think lemon is the more popular choice.
So we're gonna do keep or toss. That's my most favorite part. So we're going to pick an element of the wedding, and we're gonna give it a thumbs up if we want to keep it, or we think that they should keep it, our personal preference, or thumbs down if we think that they should get rid of it. So this might be something that they've been talking about doing, or maybe it's a tradition that we might. Want to see go away. Okay, so the first keep or toss is what we've been talking about, an all white bouquet.
That's
really?
No, it's got to give something.
I
like a bright hot pink peony in it.
No.
And just
It's not gonna happen.
I have to.
It's not gonna happen. I'm gonna bet. Want to make a bet?
I'm gonna bet. This
isn't
talk for hours.
That's what we think is gonna happen. What we want to happen.
Okay. I don't even want that to happen.
I don't want that to happen either.
I might be afraid to see that. I'd be like, what does she do?
Let me give Ray a warning now. I'm gonna be a bougie bride.
Ray, I got you. We're gonna calm her down. No worries.
I want like the hot pink peonies and things. Okay. Keep or toss, floral crowns for the flower girls. Because that's also a tradition.
I like that. It's cute.
When
that's
you have to. When Princess Charlotte did it for Pippa's wedding, she was so cute.
Adorable. I love it.
So yes, definitely keep it. Totally keep it.
I'm okay with that.
I don't think they're gonna do baby's breath crowns. I think they're
No.
going to do something with a little bit of the
Green,
greens on
definitely
it, and they're going
green.
to do like little small rosettes with like the trailers that come
Yeah,
down.
yeah,
I think that's
yeah.
going to be cute.
Yeah,
I think that's
I'm
something
over
similar
the
to what
green
Pippa
dress.
did. They did
Yeah.
a lot more green.
I think it's going to be that way.
Yeah.
I really do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's
Oh,
another cake.
Pam is participating in the keep and toss.
Oh, good.
Oh, yay! I love my Pam. Florals for the cake.
No, I'm going to say no.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. I don't like it.
I would love them to go
I'm
even
like
naked.
Here.
I'm not a big flowers for the cake
Naked.
person.
Yeah, no.
At all.
I feel like
Well,
it's
in
so
her
good.
I
wedding,
think
you
let
can
the
definitely see it
cake
be a naked cake.
Be
I feel
a beautiful
naked.
cake.
Yeah.
Why add all these flowers
Yeah.
to it? It's not a
Let
flower
the cake be the
arrangement.
cake.
Mhm.
And
You know?
she's not the type of person to add flowers to her cake.
No, I don't
The
think
cake
so
designer
either.
is not a flower type
No.
of cake person.
Mm-mm.
Keep or toss cascading bouquet.
Oh,
No.
keep. I want to.
No.
I want to keep. I just want it
I'm
to
bougie.
flow.
No.
Hashtag bougie bouquet.
I don't want Princess Diana
It's
flow.
a definite trend right now, but
But halfway?
honestly, no, because the halfway look to me looks very 80s. I mean, I don't know. It's almost going to look teardrop. I think if she's going to do anything at all, she might do that Hogarth sort of, the one that sort of comes out with
It's
the
like
greens.
vinyl.
Yeah.
Sort of like we have here, like the photos and that. So I think we
I
might
love
see
that.
something more like that in the center photo.
I
Yeah.
agree with that I don't like the
Not-
traditional.
I don't think it's going to be that. I think if anything, it might cascade more out
Yeah.
this way.
Like a crown
Rather, exactly,
I love
rather
that.
than a cascading forward.
Yeah.
If anything. with
Okay,
the greens.
I'll do
Yeah.
that. Okay, there we
Yeah.
go. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
But I don't think so because it's going to be messy and it's going to take away from her dress. And she's such a beautiful person, and I'm sure her dress is going to be gorgeous. She's got
Yeah.
a nice body. I think she doesn't want to have to hide all that behind,
A
So
flower.
yeah,
Okay.
flowers. So let's
We'll see.
Yeah.
Keep or toss. I don't know how I worded this, but furniture pieces in the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, keep.
Yeah.
Totally.
I don't even
Bring
know
the
if that's
LA.
happening now, but I would.
Oh, yeah.
I would totally
see
do it.
I
In the
would like it.
reception,
Mhm.
make a whole lounge side area to it where you have your furniture pieces.
Especially at that VIP.
VIP 200. It better be some furniture pieces. Okay.
Even with
Last-
the ceremony, I'm seeing brides do that.
With
Not having traditional Shivari chairs.
no.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's
they
a
do
lot
couches.
of
Not at the royal wedding, but I'm in our
Yeah.
trends
Yeah.
here. I'm
Yeah.
seeing that's happening. So, okay, last one. Keep or toss. The bouquet left at the memorial.
keep.
Keep.
Yeah,
Keep
that
that
one.
tradition. I think
that's really
that one
nice,
I
yeah.
I
feel
love,
yeah,
love that.
But
Love,
they're
love, love
not
that.
going to Westminster.
They're not. So that's what they were saying, that either they have it shipped or they might
okay.
ship it afterwards when it but we'll see how that goes because they haven't done that. Maybe she'll do it after, like another time after the wedding. I don't know. Maybe.
But I'm a big, and I always tell brides too. I'm not a toss the bouquet type of a person. I just
I don't
something
believe in that. I
about
think that's
being
embarrassing.
in beautiful dresses, nosediving for flowers just doesn't vibe well.
And it's also very demeaning towards women, to
Yeah.
be quite honest with you.
No,
Like,
it
oh,
is.
hi, I'm the single one.
I'm the single
Let me
one.
give
I
me
need
the
your
bouquet.
love to get
I don't know. It's embarrassing. I don't like the garter.
agree.
That's beyond
Oh,
embarrassing
I agree.
and demeaning
Yeah.
to
I
women.
don't think
And
that's
It
at my
almost
wedding.
brings like the
Yeah.
formality of your wedding to me
Yeah.
a
I
little
feel
bit,
garter,
but
no,
I always suggest to brides, and I've actually had a few brides do this, where they pick somebody like
Yeah.
a grandmother,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
it was actually one couple we had. It was on their wedding day, their grandmother's 90th birthday or something
Mhm.
like that,
Yeah.
and they made a little speech and they actually handed the bouquet to that person, or
Yeah.
whatever the case. So I think that's a nice little touch.
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't mind something like that. I mean, the bouquet left at a memorial is such
I like that.
you gotta keep that.
You gotta keep that
Absolutely.
tradition
It's
for
got purpose, meaning
Yes.
behind it.
Yes.
Like throwing a bouquet and having a bunch of drunken ladies kill themselves for it is embarrassing.
They'll
I'm not
probably do that
for it.
somewhere else
Yeah.
later on.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's what I'm saying on.
Yay! So that was our floral edition. We had April,
Thank you, Miss Julie.
and then
Yay!
Thank you.
and then after this, we're gonna pick up our phones and we're gonna do a quick
Look,
tour around.
tour, yes.
Okay.
Although
And
there's
answer any
moving in
questions.
June, but we'll do. So if you guys have any questions, let's go back around one more
Okay.
time and just reintroduce ourselves with the social media. It's weird because that's flagging, so I said
Yeah.
with the social media handles, and then our next real talk
Yeah.
is gonna be
Okay.
April.
It's gonna be in April.
Hey Richard,
Yes.
we need
Richard,
lemon
we need
cake.
That would be nice.
Richard, we need cake.
Mhm. Some cupcakes or something.
And then of course May is
the
It's
event of the
the
year. Okay. But yeah, you want me to start? Yeah. Okay, guys. So thank you again so very much. Again, my name is Rebecca. I'm with the Heathrow Country Club, and so you can follow me from there, Heathrow Country Club, or my personal, Rebecca Lang. And yeah, looking forward to the next one. This was super fun.
And I'm Priscilla with Priscilla Rose Events. Thank you guys for checking us out. We'll post these later on with our social medias as well. So if you missed it or if you want to send it to a friend, I'm at Priscilla Rose Events on Instagram and Facebook. #Bougie Bouquets.
Love it.
And I'm Julie with Lowe and Behold Events and Decor and Floral and all the great stuff over here. So we are on loweandbehold.com and also on Lowe and Behold. I guess it's just regular Lowe and Behold on our Instagram page. And check us out. We try our best to update it and put up some beautiful stuff for you guys to view. And if you want to get a hold of me, you can email me at julie@loweandbehold.com.
Perfect. Okay, let's go take a tour.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna bring my glass with me.
You know it's actually do you want me to put that fan back on?
The funny thing is, this isn't even real alcohol, guys.
I know,
We're drinking, like, pretend alcohol.
Oh.
Okay.
We're not. We're not?
No. Okay, so
Here we go.
would you like to take
Am
a
I
tour?
was I lagging too?
Okay. So